Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Initially, I was only going to do 3 parts to this and then realized I needed to do a 4th part because this 4th part won't really fit in with anywhere else along the line. So here it is. Anyway, I've got my clipboard, my dictionary that's going to hold my clipboard at an angle, and my pencil, this basic supplies, pencil, sharpener, my eraser. I have an eraser at the back of this, but I love my pearl pink eraser. Anyway, the part I'm covering now is a part that I told you I was going to do and didn't, for some reason, skipped it. But we were going over the figure, and I had posted this earlier in a different video, and I encourage you to go back and look at the previous videos. That was in day 3. This was also in day 3, and what I was basically talking about is the proportions to draw a figure, and then to draw stick figures in order to take, by the way, that was day 4, and this one I drew right in front of you. It was to take the stick figures and to turn it into a person, and that's what I did here. I started with a stick figure. I don't know if you could see the faint lines underneath it, which I left there, as I was drawing it for you. And this part I never showed you, but this is another way of doing it. I don't really use blocks. I use more ovals, circles, cylinders, obviously. But some people use the blocks and they like the blocks and it works for them. So however it is, it's going to make it fun for you. But I never really showed you that. And here's a series of videos I did where I was moving, I was creating motion and action. Obviously you could see I got 2 different arms here. It's because in the sketch I was working out where would be the best position for it, and I never really posted that. Here's another one that I didn't really post. What I was doing was I was looking at the best stance for somebody throwing a punch. And the ones that are more exaggerated, here he's pulling his fist back. Here he's like swinging at the person, and there he's already got the full punch going. But these are the various forms you can get while you're trying to find the correct figure that you want. Now, the main reason for this video is because I wanted to go into drawing children and to get a little bit into cartooniness. When I did this, I started down here and I worked with the heads. And as I was doing it, I realized I should have put the half a head down at the bottom, down by the feet. So here you've got an 11-year-old in a closer to a realistic portion, and this 11-year-old is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5 heads, and the 8-year-old is 5.5 heads. So that's kind of why I should have put the half a head down here. Didn't realize it. And part of the difference between the cartoon version and the more realistic version is that you just make the heads bigger, and you can kind of convert the more realistic versions, which I taught you earlier, into the more cartoony ones here. Okay. Now I've got some blank pages here. I want to do some real quick sketches for you to kind of show you what I'm talking about. Again, I'm gonna it's just gonna be real quick, and I'm gonna start with something like that. As far as faces are concerned, that's gonna be the next chapter. So don't worry so much about faces. Just kind of work on the figure more than anything else. And I apologize. I got a shadow creeping across my paper. I didn't know how to make it brighter while getting rid of the shadow. Anyway, I'm also going to talk about hands for a bit too, because those are very important. But here you've got, I'm just going to do a standing figure real quick, like a cartoony type figure. And I'm drawing through the camera and not looking at the paper, so it's a little difficult for what I'm used to doing. And I've shortened his legs a lot. I'm saying he, but it could be a she at this point. I'll show you what I mean later on. But you could do it that way. You could also move the chest up this way further, move the waist up further, and make the legs longer. You could stretch it in any way, shape, or form that you want. I wanted to do animals real quick. This lighting is bothering me. Hold on. I don't like this overhead lighting so much because it creates glares, but I needed to get rid of that shadow, so I did it anyway. But you could kind of do the same thing. I wanted to talk about animals real quick. You got the head on the animal. Animals are a whole different subject that we won't really be covering too much here, but you have the same basic things. This would be the head. This would be the chest area. This would be the leg area, and then you not the leg area, the waist area, and then you put the legs on. And again, this portion we're talking about the more cartoony version, so you don't have to be accurate with anything. It's just a representation, and then you just kind of connect it. You connect it how you want to. You can make it go like this. You can make it come down like this and come up, or you could just do like a bubble straight over. You can add a tail by doing that, and then here you could turn this into either a dog or a cat, either one. It doesn't matter. Heck, you can make it a horse if you just make the legs a little longer. There's different. This is the basic shape, and what I was saying in my earlier videos is that you do the basic shape. Once you got the basic shape, then you could start playing with it. Okay. Here I'm gonna do another basic animal shape, and start with the head. We got the neck, and then we got the chest, right? And then we're going to do the waist here, and then what we're going to do is we're going to loop this over here for the legs. We're going to put a foot here, right? And we're going to do the front legs here. And what you've got is a sitting dog, or sitting cat, or any animal really. And then you play with it. You might want to make them, thicker here. And erase this portion. I don't like that eraser. Hold on. Erase this portion here. But the important thing is to have fun with it. Just, keep searching for the correct line. The line is there. You just have to kind of bring the line out, and you just search for it. Here. And then you got that right there. I also wanted to do something else real quick. I wanted to take these I want to do some sort of cartoony characters. And by the way, I consider myself more of an illustrator, which means I have a tendency to try to make it look more like a photograph. And my expertise, so to speak, is not really in cartoons, but you can do both. It's how you feel. Whatever you feel like doing, you can do it. So that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this here for you now, so that you can see you can do both, and it doesn't really matter one way or the other. Okay, so let me I'm gonna do this real quick. I'm trying to draw light because this is like an underdrawing, but at the same time I realize that you need to see it. So when you see me go over it several times, it's because I think it's too dark for the camera. I'm going to round out this head a little bit more because we are talking more of a cartoony head. And then I'm going to draw the figure in here. And then I'm going to draw the, let me shorten this torso a bit. The legs and the waist and the chest area. Let's make that a hand. Right? And let's do this hand. And we're getting the basic figure down, the underdrawing, so you kind of know which direction the figure is going to be. And as I said earlier, sometimes you have to search for the line. Sometimes you put the line down and it's not right, and you have to, just go over it. As long as you're working light, you can always erase it, and you just find the right line. So I got this basic figure here, and let me see. Let me put another figure over here. Let's do this. We're going to do another torso. And what I'm doing now is, you shouldn't be doing this in your head. I'm doing this because I'm trying to illustrate to you what's happening, but you don't want to say I'm doing a torso now, which is a chest, for those of you who don't know. You don't want to say stuff like that. What you want to say in your head is this shape. I want this shape here. I want this shape here. And that's what you want to spend most of your time focusing on. When we get to the next chapter, I guess I'm going to call it the freshman class, after we finish this one, I have some interesting lessons to show you. And part of what the interesting lesson would be is how to focus more on shapes rather than sitting there saying this is a torso, this is a chest, whatever. Okay, this is the waist. So I try to do things through the cameras. Always a lot more difficult than in real life. Anyway, what I'm going to do, I don't have that much time left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to put a sleeve on her real quick. I'm going to darken this up. And yeah, I said her because I'm going to make this powerful girl. This is going to be powerful girl here. And she's going to come down. I'm going to give her that. And then I'm going to very quickly do the hand. Again, I'm going to focus on hands later on. But that's just very quick. I'm going to give her a cape. But this is how you turn these figures into, I'm just darkening the line. This is how you turn them into heroes, okay? And this lesson came about because I realized I didn't have any other space for it. We can also do, we can make this a boy. What's this, strong man? There's actually a strong man in comic books, believe it or not. But we can, strong boy, how about that? And we're going to give him short sleeves. I'm going to darken all this out. He's going to have a different kind of belt. And we'll give him shorts. Why not? And he'll have boots too. But we'll make them like pirate boots. So we're going to have them fold down and flare out a little bit. Although I don't think I've ever really seen a pirate wear that. Not that I've ever seen a pirate, but I mean in the movies. And sorry about that. Hold on, sorry about that. And then we'll finish off his boots real quick. And then we'll come here and do that. And that's kind of how you do it. You make the head a little bigger than the rest of the body. You shorten up torsos and things like that. And that's how you kind of turn it cartoony. You put less detail in the figures. And that's one of the things I want to explain to you. And then come back tomorrow for the next one, where I'm going to start talking about heads. And how to draw the human head and the face and all that good stuff. Okay? Thank you very much for watching. If you like this, please like, subscribe, share. Take a look at the description down below where I give a list of the supplies you're going to need to make this whole comic. Thank you very much. Have a great day.